Hey everyone, it is Aging Grateful. I'm Bobby.
I'm Cedric.
And we are here to talk about some, what do you say?
Don't underestimate these things when moving to Mexico.
Do not underestimate these things. These are just some things that we think that you should know.
Yeah. So it's that time. We got our electric bill, right?
Y'all ready for this?
We got our electric bill. So
Are you ready for this?
I should have known, because every time electric bill, I call it electric bill season. Every time electric bill season come every 2 months, tons of people take to the Facebook groups and all that stuff, posting their electric bills saying, is this right? How much are you spending? I thought it was only going to cost this. Are they reading my meter right? Was this from the previous people that were in there before added on to mine? All of those things.
Which may have some bearing
Yeah,
on it.
there's sometimes there's some bearing to that.
Yes. However.
But what I've learned, what I would tell people with electricity, this is one thing I learned when we got the solar on our house. I could tell, because it came with an app that, you can tell all the electricity stuff, and she can attest. I could tell you every single thing in the house, what was on. I could look at the app and tell you what was on in the house. That's how granular this I got with the electricity.
Oh, he was on.
I could tell you. I could say, oh, well, somebody's using a dryer. Oh, somebody's using this. Oh, somebody's using a microwave. Oh, somebody's using. I could tell you because it got that.
He was driving us, me and the kids, legitimately crazy. Like, legit, you can watch during this time. Like, what? And he would show we care to see the numbers. Like,
hey, I'm a nerd like that.
But anyway.
But the point I'm trying to make is every single person uses electricity different. I could take 5 families with the same amount of people in it.
The same house,
put them in our same house, and for the same month, and you would have 5 totally different electric bills because everybody uses electricity different.
Absolutely.
So when you it's always generally saying, oh, how much is the bill? Most people are gonna tell you, oh, it's only about $100, $150
for every 2
months. That's about a normal bill, and that may be the case. But I'll give you an example. We changed when we were in the other place. We didn't have any AC, right? Our electric bill for 2 months was $35.
Correct.
$35. We didn't change. We still have the same habits we have. The only difference now is we have an air conditioner.
So we, in essence, changed the habits we have. No, so we have also, keep in mind, we have our daughter with us, our teenage daughter with us, who absolutely 1,000%, and I know other parents can fill us on this, stay in their room a lot. She was using the AC nonstop. Yeah,
and that's the other thing you got to consider, right? So if you're working remote and you're at home, you're going to be using electricity all day long, and especially in the summertime, and with it being record heat everywhere in the world, you're going to run the AC. I mean, there's really not any way around that for most people.
So he's saying all that to say
that our electric bill was how much? 2 months? $721 US.
You heard it here first, folks. $721 was our electric bill. Now, again, that was for a 2-month period.
Yeah, so you're talking about $360, $370 a month, something like that.
$360.50. But in any case, that was for 2 months, and we have definitely learned our lesson.
and it's just one thing. I'll be honest, and I wasn't expecting it. I knew it was going to be probably a
pricey,
lot,
right.
But I wasn't expecting that by any stretch.
No.
I do hear from people that live in places like Merida where it's hot all the time that they do have high $600 and $700 bills. So it's not unheard of by any means. But again, it's been doggone hot. Another thing, if you have a house with floor-to-ceiling windows like we do. And this is another thing. So as the wintertime, I'm thinking, oh, we're going to have, the wintertime is approaching. It should be cooler.
Correct.
We don't have to turn on AC as much. Well, what happens is now the sun is coming up in a different direction, and it's shining directly through these windows, it is on fire.
It's like, hello, this is the sun all day.
Yep.
All day. When the sun's out, guns out. Yeah, the guns is out in our house. It's like the sun said, oh, I got the key to your place, and I'm moving in with you guys for this season. So yes. And
it's almost hotter than it was in the before. So with the heat, so we got some curtains to kind of mitigate that. So don't underestimate the electricity.
Yes, because you could have a pretty high bill, or depending upon your usage, it could be a very low bill.
Yep.
So don't underestimate that. Number 2.
The language.
Listen.
Don't underestimate the language. I know, like, especially touristy places like Puerto Vallarta and places where they say you can get away with speaking English and not knowing any Spanish, which is totally true. Which is totally true.
However,
you will have you're gonna have a tough time if you need any type of services outside of your expat bubble.
Correct. So let's say, for instance, you going down the street and you're getting a taco. That's different. That's one thing. Or you're getting Uber maybe, or you're at a restaurant or something like that. A lot of times those type of services cater to people who speak English because they understand that that's how they're going to make money. So people are more likely to learn or give you grace and say and let you have this conversation in English. However, if you're doing real life, not vacation life, we're talking living, because we're talking about expats, right? We're talking about living abroad. You gotta cut yourself some slack and start learning some of the language, because things like going to pay a electric bill or a cable bill
or internet or anything, any type of services that you have to do especially related to like your living arrangements, stuff like that. We're in Mexico. The language is Spanish. It's not English. So there's no expectation. I don't even have expectation they speak. I'd actually be surprised when somebody can go speak English or somebody in the office speaks English. But generally, no. So you definitely don't underestimate that. And it's just courteous. I mean, it's like I've said. One of the locals here, I gotta tell this quick story because I'm thinking about it. One of the locals here told me that you should always start the conversation with habla inglés if they're not already speaking English, right? If you're just going somewhere and you don't know what they're speaking or whatever, somebody you don't know or whatever, because it's courteous. Even if they say yes, still try to speak some Spanish in there. It's just being courteous. And we were in the store. We were at this grocery store.
Oh yeah.
And this guy walked in, and so the lady was ringing us up. She didn't speak English. And there was 2 other ladies that worked there in the store. They were kind of having a conversation with each other, on the other side of the register, whatever. And this guy walks in, and he walks around. He walks to the back. Then he comes to the front, and he blurts out, "No cottage cheese." And then the lady looked at him like she didn't know what he was saying, so she turned and looked at the other lady, and the other lady said, "No, we don't have any." And then he said, "Okay," and he walked out the door. And this is the first time I've ever heard a local mock somebody. She looked at her friend, she's like, "No cottage cheese?" And then she turned back around, and they busted up laughing, and we all busted up laughing
because the way it was just like,
it was like this arrogant,
like no cottage cheese, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like. First of all, the way you're saying it may throw them off anyway.
Right.
But how about, do you have any cottage
cheese? Excuse me, or
something. Disculpe me,
anything.
bet on me, something. Like, it was very interesting because it was very much the oh my God, you don't have
the privilege.
And it just was like, I almost wanted to say I'm sorry.
Yeah, I felt bad. Like as an American, I'm like, oh my God.
I wanted to say I'm sorry because that is truly not how we're supposed to be, right? We're supposed to be respectful. So just don't underestimate learning the language. Wherever you are, it's important that you do that. Which brings us to number 3.
Number 3 is cost of living.
Cost of living. This is something that we are truly immersing ourselves in because, guys, I don't care what people tell you, okay? Somebody could tell you, oh my gosh, I got a place for $200 and it is a 5-bedroom, 3-bath with a porch and it comes with a horse and land. Good for you. I'm serious. It's good for you. That is amazing. It is awesome. But let me say this. That might not be your experience, right? That might not be. They may have had one of those. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There may have been one.
You never know the circumstances.
You don't know the circumstances, right? You may have run across somebody who was on hard times and they are saying yes to or wanting to get out of the prop. You don't know, right? So have the expectations that you're coming to a place and hopefully you're scouting a place, right? Before you make the decision that this is where you're going to be. But just know that what's for you is what's for you, right? Another thing is that you realistically don't know what that person has.
Right.
And what they think is acceptable living to them, right? You can get this $200 a month house, but it may be in an area that you don't like, or they may be able to fix it up and make it look really beautiful, and you want move in ready for this same price point. Reality check, no. So you come see it for yourself because cost of living is different for everybody. We see a lot of videos. Everybody sees them on YouTube, right? Where people are talking about, let me show where we're living and what we're getting. And we have done it too. We also are doing it. But take it that this is what we have found. Take it that is what those people have found. That doesn't necessarily mean you come and then there is like a fire sale of all these same properties for this price point. That is not the reality, right? And
a lot of times, it's the quality of life that changes, that gets a lot better. That's why a lot of people move abroad. The quality of life doesn't always equal
low dollars.
It doesn't always mean that it's going to be cheaper. It just means your quality of life is going to be better for what you're paying, what you would typically pay from wherever you're coming from.
Absolutely, and everybody's budget is different.
Yeah,
everybody's budget.
And everybody's definition of inexpensive or cheap is different too.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And then everybody's budget is different. You may actually come over to another place abroad, and you may have been paying $8,000 for a place in the U.S. God bless you if you are. But then you come here and you are living with $4,000 place.
Right.
Now, and you're saying that
I cut my budget in half.
You've cut your budget, right? And you are enjoying living at that price point, right? That is you. Somebody else may be saying, I want to only spend $600 a month. So just take cost of living perspectives into consideration, because we all are living different lives, right? Lifestyles. So just don't underestimate the cost of living, guys. Make sure boots on the ground, you see it for yourself, and then find home. Find home. Next thing is that we don't want you to underestimate while living in Mexico.
It's the slow pace.
And adaptability. It's real, and if you're not a patient person, things are a little bit slow here. They're different. They take their time.
Yeah.
They are in this environment. It has allowed us the opportunity to think about: is this really important? Like we say, for us, water service, right? This is an example.
I knew you were gonna go there because that's always the one. That's always the one.
Okay, water is a necessity. Let's say that we need water. Okay, drinking water, right? We need water, and so the water delivery person that we reach out to says that they're going to be here today. This was me. What time? Because in the United States, look, we are dependent on time. Look, we got to the point in the United States where the pizza people got the trackers.
So you can see
online. No, I'm serious. Like, this is how serious and important time is for us. Do you understand me? Like, I want my pizza. I want to see you making my pizza, and I want to see when you deliver my pizza. I need and if you don't get it in a certain amount of time, it's free. Like Dunkin' Donuts and all these different places are saying if they had a little timer clock, time us on when we gonna get this food ready in this drive-through. I mean, we are serious on the time.
Right.
So to come from that, right, to come here and I'm asking what time, and the person says a specific time that we're gonna deliver water, and then that time passes. Now I'm like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. I'm giving you my money in exchange for a service, right? A product, right? And so you tell me this is the time that you should be arriving. Now they may arrive an hour later, an hour and a half later. They might not even come that day.
That is very true.
Seriously. And I had to take a step back. Okay, we still have, a whole jug of water left, right? But
now we still have a whole jug of water left because initially we would get down to the last jug and then order it.
Correct.
And then they would say, "Oh, we'll be there at 2:00," and then like 2 days later they might show up. So now we get down to the last two jugs. Okay, order the water.
Yes.
And then when he get here,
he gets here.
here.
And so we are learning that there are things that are beyond our control that we don't know about. But we have to take into consideration that this is not the way things go here. Like, it is not, service providers come, they may not show up at that time. And real estate agents, sometimes that might not be the case either. It's just...
Yeah. It's just a different lifestyle.
Way of life, right? And you have to understand that, a lot of these restaurants are not McDonald's.
Yeah. They're actually making your food.
They are making your food. And if you really think about it from this perspective, wouldn't you want your food fresh? I mean, I would like my food fresh, right? Fresh and hot and ready, right? Like I am. No, I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out here. Also, how much less waste of food if you are ordering something and I'm making it as you order it, so that I don't waste food having it sitting in the warmer and needing to toss it out at the end of the night. So that's money just think about the supply chain. Think about these things too when it comes to this new place. You have to adapt, right? To it, because you're going to have a hard time.
Yeah, if you don't, because we even had one we're in a restaurant and they asked us if we want something that they didn't have on the menu, and the guy's like, "Well, I can run to the store and get it." And he literally went to the store across the street, got the ingredients
for what we
want, and came back and made it.
Absolutely. And so again, we love the slower pace.
Yes.
It definitely allows us the opportunity to take a step back and say, what were we doing? Like, legitimately, what's so important that you can't wait 5 more minutes or an hour or an hour and a half? So, we're learning. We're learning, and we are enjoying the slow paceness of this lifestyle, right? We are enjoying it. Which leads us to our next thing, which is
The power of kindness.
The power of kindness. Now, we just told you guys about the gentleman who shall be nameless, because we have no idea who he is. It doesn't cost anything to be kind to people, right? It is just, we are in such a society that doesn't care about one another anymore. Oh, especially where we came from. In the United States. It's like the hustle and bustle, and so what? You know, and that's not how we are supposed to be living. To learn something like what? Thank you.
Gracias.
Like gracias. Or pardon me, disculpe me, excuse me, you know, lo siento, I'm sorry. I mean, or even just something like hola, right? You they say hola, you walk past, they have said greeting you, you can't greet them back. I mean, you just don't know the power of kindness. We have met some amazing people just by being kind.
Absolutely.
Just by returning the kindness that has been extended to us. It costs nothing.
Yeah.
So do not underestimate the power of kindness, guys, because that is so important. And we couldn't do this video about this without explaining that, because I'm not saying much, but sometimes your own people, the country that you come from, though they are here, though they are here with us, can be challenging too. That is definitely another video. But again, guys, be kind. And then, which leads us to our last point, right?
Yeah.
And that is the reality that things are different, right?
Yeah, they're different. But isn't that the reason why you moved to another country?
I mean, isn't that what you want? You want things to be different. Listen, if you come over to a place and then you start wanting to have that place to be like where you
trying to recreate the place you came from,
then why did you leave?
Right.
Why did you leave? You are in a new place. You get a do-over,
right?
If you will. Okay. This is a perfect opportunity to learn about the place that you have decided to call home, right? You are learning to adapt to the culture, the food, the people, the atmosphere, getting around the place. I mean, how they make stuff and live and thrive in these various environments. Just enjoy the difference.
Right.
Right? You gotta enjoy the difference.
Yeah.
And we do see a lot of people from time to time struggle with the fact that, oh my gosh, I got to this place and there's not XYZ here.
Right. Yeah. All the time.
XYZ is not supposed to be here. It's not. I'm just going to be honest. It is not supposed to be here. As much as I would love some of the things. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. But it's not here. So, okay, find an alternative. Or how about you find out and ask people if it's something that is a necessity, if there's some equivalent of it where you are. And then sometimes you're just not gonna get.
Yeah, sometimes
you just hey,
like again.
adapt.
Why did you move to the place to begin with? So,
yes.
You know, that's a pet peeve of mine. Going somewhere and trying to recreate what you left in the new place. It just makes no sense to me. But whatever.
Really, look. Just enjoy. You chose the place that you are, or that you're going to be. You're choosing that place because obviously you're not getting what you are desiring where you are currently.
Right.
You're looking at future opportunities elsewhere, or you are truly looking to make something different in your life happen, and just relish that. That's the whole reason why you're doing this, right? We are doing this for those reasons.
Yep.
So, with that being said, babe,
that's it.
That's it, guys. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. Also, thank you to those people that are our subscribers, that we have seen and
out and about. Yeah, we
out
did
and about. Oh my gosh. Listen, we love it. We love it. Thank you so much. We really truly appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts, because it helps us to continue to make these videos, and knowing that we just not out here by ourselves in this big old, what they call it, Beyonce's internet. So it helps us to continue to stay motivated, and that we are doing this the right thing by sharing our journey with you guys. We love you guys. Much love to you. We almost are at the 1,000 subscriber mark pretty soon. So what we would love for you to do is like, subscribe, comment, and then hit that notification bell so that you will be alerted when we actually have new content coming. Right?
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? You like our new shirts too?
Oh yeah, we got some merch. We got some more merch coming.
We got a lot of merch coming, guys. Got a lot of merch coming. But more information too coming, as well as we move forward in this journey, guys.
Yeah.
Much love, and
deuces.